Greetings everyone, Surgical here. Well, you're not seeing my face because this is my pile of shame. And also I haven't shaved my head for 2 days, so I'm looking like a bit of a hippie right now. But I'm living in chaos in my lab, my lair, my office, my studio, whatever you want to call it. And for the next every Tuesdays, I will be releasing videos on painting all that stuff, and on Thursdays I will be releasing 3D files for you guys to download and print. Well, let's get into it now because the base tile is from Free Pack 2 and the pieces on top is from Free Pack 1. I use sand and I'm not going to use that again. I will be preparing the mixture now for the ground, and it comes really pretty hard, and I put it in a glass cup just because it's sometimes I squish too hard and the plastic cups smash and crack. So I'm putting some paint in there, but a good amount of paint. Then once the paint is done, now we'll be adding dried tea leaves that I drink every now and then, and a mixture of 50-50, just like that. You then add water to it, squirt a decent amount, and you just mix it like that. If you can see the tiles underneath, they're just Mod Podged cover, so when I paint it and apply stuff, it will stick to it better. So you look for that consistency. Sorry, I'm going a bit off camera. I'm still getting used to this. Now that the mixture is ready, let's just start applying it. It sticks quite a bit, and eventually it dries a little bit and you have to add more water to it. So you just put in a stick, and then with a rough brush that you don't care about, you just smush it around. I'm just going to put down the gray part and leave a bit of the sand because I have other plans you'll see later through the video on what's going to happen with that sand. It's definitely a pain to apply it, but trust me, it's really worth it at the end, and it's really, really solid. It's like cement at the end when it dries out. And while you do that, it smells so good. You have a little scent of a tea that whiffs into your nose and makes everything a little bit more happy and less tedious. I'm going to be skipping ahead a lot, actually quite a bit, because you don't want to see me doing this for the next 20 minutes. I guess I lied a little bit. Just want to show you that it dried up quite a bit. It's soaked in, so I'm mixing up more water to it. Now I'm going to skip. With the magic of skipping, I skipped a little bit ahead. Just want to show you how a bit to go in between things like this, and it's fun, and it's okay if it goes on the painted part. I already painted the yellow to just get ahead, and yellow is pretty boring, and it took me about 4 coats, I think, 4 coats to get that solid yellowish, because yellow is hard to paint. I'm not too sure how long it took me to get all that done. Maybe in a next video I'll be recording just to have an idea on how long it takes. Once it's dried, it's really, really solid, and at this point it is quite smushy. So we'll put it down and let it dry and go back to it next day. It's time to grime up everything here. So I'm doing mixing some black and brown, and this is going to be going a long way in different shades of brown and more black and some more brown, and it's like rust effect, the beginning of the rust effect that I'll be putting on those terrain. I'm going to be doing a lot of skipping ahead, so this is it started already a little bit. I'm just giving you an idea how it looks like, and I'm just adding some more here and there. I'll be putting that rust effect and the grime on every single part of this terrain. All the yellow is going to get it, some of the gold, dirty gold, is going to get it as well. I know this looks really blotchy and looks like over the top, but no need to be afraid there. Just while it's still wet, you just blotch it everywhere, and then with Kleenex or piece of paper you just dry it a bit. And if you let it dry a little bit more, the middle will be more wet, so when you wipe it down, it's going to make that really cool stain effect a bit. And not doing that now, but you can do that if that's what you wish. See, I'm adding a little bit more of the wiping there. And there are really no rules to how much you need to add. You can just make it like it's brand new in just a couple stains because it's been through a couple of weather elements. And or you can make it look like it's really, really old and it's been around for years and years and nobody really maintain it except for making sure that it works regardless of how it looks, because they don't really care. And I'm going more for the grim dark type of look that don't really care about the equipment as long as the equipment works, because the world we are in, Utica, is a pretty rough place, and it'll be too much maintenance just to make things look good when they don't really need to, as long as they work. Now I'm going to be adding silver to it, and it's going to give an effect of it's been scraped or damaged down to the bare metal. And with the paintbrush, I'm clumsy, and if I use the paintbrush, as you can see, I blotch everything with the stain, and which is fine when you're clumsy. It's actually, you need to be clumsy to make a really good stain. But if you want to make really precise little corners, well, you use a brush if you're skilled, and if you're a noob like me, you just use a paper clip. And you just dab it and you scrape it, and you just have to add a lot, and like add often, not add a lot. And on the metal of the pin, paper clip, and it gives a really realistic effect of the corners being scraped off to the bare metal. And that's what you really want. You want to make this realistic and ugly yet beautiful. It may be a funny thing to say, but there's a beauty in ugly, and uglier it is, the more beautiful it can be. It's just what you're looking for and what you see through your eyes and through your heart and through your soul. And I'm babbling on now. Now enough rambling, sorry. I'm just finishing up, and you can see it's I kind of like it. Looks nice. I'm pretty proud of myself since I'm just new at all this. Finally, the last step. Well, almost last step. I forgot one that's coming after this step. Well, we're doing now the rust. So the metal is done. We're going to be adding the rust. I use a charcoal blackboard orange. It seems to be perfect to my eyes anyway. I hope this works for you guys as well, or if not, I'm sure you guys know how to do the rust. So I'm just doing the same thing, using the metal paper clip all over the place, and well, not all over the place, I'm specifically putting it where the metal is bare and where those brown splotches are as well. I'm going to be doing some touch-ups to the energy reclaimer tower. I'm just scraping off some of the metal with still using the paper clip, and just doing in the sharp edges, wherever the sharp edges are. Once that's done, I'm going now to do the inner holes. As you can see, I'm just dipping it, and then I'm in the paint, and then I'm just randomly going and putting in the hole and just rotating slightly like that. And it just gives an interesting edges and reflection from different angles. So if you look straight from it, it's not shiny, angle shiny. Power packs. Now it's time to paint the power packs. They just go in the receptacle down there where they get charged, and they hold pretty tightly, so they can be nice mission goal or scenario goal to go and retrieve them or add them. I lied again. I need to script this a little bit better because I forgot to paint the control panel there and the other black base where the energy sift or whatever this piece of technology is. I'll have to figure out what it is at a later point to have a proper name for it. So I'm just doing the equipment like that in blue. As you can see, oh, I just broke it. I grabbed it from the wrong spot, but it's okay. I'll fix it, and in a later video I can show you how to plastic weld. Let's go back now to paint the power packs. So I'm going to be painting them in blue. So they're based in black, and then after, and you can see I put some white stripes where the energy glow is going to be to show you if they're charged or not charged, or whatever the scenario calls for. I'm going to be doing a lot of skipping ahead, as you can see, because it's too repetitive about the painting. But I'm just going to give you just a little bit here just to show you how the coverage is. And let's skip again. I'm doing the purple one, and you can see underneath there's other purple ones, and those I forgot to prime them. I thought they were primed white, but I printed them in white. Usually I don't print white, I print in gray, but there was no gray at the store, so I got white PLA. Now that the base is completely dry, I'm going to be doing some dry brushing just to get some more depth to the terrain. I'm just going to put some dry brushing in black. So for those who don't know what dry brushing is, you just basically put some paint on your brush, and you clean up your brush quite a bit to remove the paint, and then all the sharp or corners will be showing up with your paintbrush when you go over it, just like that. Once it's all done and dried, you can see the nice sheen on that color and the contrast with the dry brushing. I like it. And it's how the planes will be looking at on my board, which I'm really looking forward to be able to play and play test the game I'm designing. Yes, I'm designing a board game. It's going to be simple rules and quick and easy to play. Well, I'm using tacky glue, and what's great about the tacky glue, I'll be putting it in the pewter look on the terrain, and it gives a really nice sheen. It's really glossy. You might have seen in a previous video, I think I kind of mix-match the order of the videos, which is, it's fine. Everything fine. You'll be fine. I'll be fine. The video will be fine. This just happens. And you apply it in a place where you want. And you can use a brush, or in this case I'm just going to use a little piece of foam, and I'll be stealing that piece of foam from a paintbrush, and you just dab it, squish it, move it around, and it's going to apply really easily and well on the flat surface, and by sliding it I know when I get to the rough surface to stop. Now I'm just going to refine the screens by doing some fine retouching, because I want eventually to put some lights in there, and like buttons you press on by coloring with paintbrush or using a really sharp marker. And if you have a little bit of shaky hands like me, you can do some retouching by just securing your hands. Oh, by the way, the glue is dry now. I guess I'm really mixed up some videos. To be able to paint the glow effect, it won't show on black, so wherever there's going to be a really bright color, I paint it with the white, as you can see there. And since it's 3D printed, it's pretty easy to just apply it just on the top, just like that. Time to add the neon color now. That's the white glow effect is finished. I just plop it in, and you'll have to apply a couple, multiple coats, because it's really translucent. It looks solid when you apply it down, but when you put it on you paint it on, as you're gonna see now, it's really, really faint. Oh, big clumsy hand, and I dropped it. Bad idea. Let's try something different because this is just terrible. You can see here, I'm just gonna start painting, and it's really faint. You can barely see it. I'm gonna try again, and see, it's really faint. So I'm gonna be doing some skipping ahead again because it's a long and tedious process. I'm sure you don't want to watch or listen to me talking about it, which is fair enough. So just skipped ahead here, and you can see how after a couple of a few cover on the right part, it's really glowing, and how faint it is on the left side that I'm applying it on the white. Now that the glow effect is all done, take some tape and then some bar or strip. You glue it like this, and you put all the power unit on it, and I'm going to be just making it look all dirty and used up and scratch up, just like the rest of the terrain. And this is just a little trick. I'm not going to make you go through that again. I'll show you the final product. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so very much for watching this video, and until next time, see you later. Slurgical out.